The views expressed in this presentation are those of the hosts and guests and do not represent the views of any lodge, Grand Lodge, appended body, or any other person or persons whomsoever.
Brethren, we are at Refreshment.
I'm a cool guy, right? You know, we're cool. He's like, yeah. How weird.
I said just a bunch of old guys eating hashed over crock pot food. And well,
You're just not high enough up in the conspiracy.
oh yeah.
And the potentate is right where you are. And what does he do?
He just starts laughing his ass off.
Welcome to the At Refreshment Masonic Video Podcast. I'm your host, Wesley Reuter. This is your place for Masonic mischief and libations. The Troll Club is here at Manny's Ale House. Let's introduce everyone else.
I'm Brock from Raven 303. Confirmed.
Yoshi, Villa Park Lodge, number 1113.
Marty, Alcohol Shaman. Happy to be here.
Yeah, you see me.
Dude, I'm always namaste, always mahalo, always staying hydrated, always, living the
Staying
gym.
hydrated.
This is the first time we've gotten together since 2020.
I
mean,
actually,
2019?
this is the first time 2020.
Oh, what year is it?
This is 2020.
It's 2020.
This is 2020.
2020. So we haven't seen each other since last year.
Well, I haven't seen you guys since last year.
Actually, that's kind of true, actually, yeah. We've actually kind of seen each other.
Yeah.
You guys are joined at the hip, so.
That's true.
I know it's actually funny if you watch, go on the Instagram, we put up these videos of, us going places together. It's always usually the two of you alone.
Yeah, we got to switch it up one day.
I know. One day we got to switch friends.
Maybe the next episode we'll switch seats.
Yeah, we'll switch seats.
I already don't want to do that.
Unless
But it's good to be back. And
No,
honestly,
it is. It really is, man.
and
I've missed you guys, It's
Hey, I miss you guys too.
And the other
I was thinking, wow, that was way too quick.
But actually, it's so funny. Now that we started this episode, we said, it's our first time taping since 2020. I guarantee this doesn't come out to April.
Yeah.
It just throws off the whole sync.
No, it has to because we don't have any episodes of the bank, so.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, this has got to come out.
That's why we made sure we're recording today.
Turn and burn.
Turn and burn.
Well, I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to see Brock. I'm just happy to see everybody. I'm happy to be a Freemason. I'm happy it's 2020.
One could say you're so happy you're gay.
I am so happy I'm gay. To all of our fans at home, please clip this. I am so happy I am gay. Which is perfectly all right. It's 2020. Rainbow Lodge.
It's Rainbow Lodge.
But, I love it, man. But we got a guest today.
When?
Today.
Today?
Yeah, we got a guest.
Not tomorrow.
No, today.
Okay.
Can I intro him?
Yeah. Down.
All right, check it out. This guy's he's really, I was going to say cool guy, but that's your thing. He's a terrific fella, which kind of goes with the Rainbow Lodge, the way I just said that. But I want to point something out, because this dude is too cool for school. He specifically sent me, because I asked him to, all the different titles and things he's done in Masonry. And it's pretty much like a who's who or what's what of anything you could be, and it's very impressive. And the thing that impressed me the most is he specifically asked me not to mention any of this stuff. Just call me brother. And I thought that was one of... Sometimes we've had guests on this show that when they got off the show, I was like, maybe we should have had him on. But when he started this... No, we're keeping it real in 2020.
Wow. Yeah.
So, but when he said that, I was like, man, this is a down-to-earth dude. And all of us, I would love to give a warm, at Refreshment welcome to my good friend, and hopefully yours, brother, Mark Jacobs.
Okay. Mark,
Welcome.
Intro, wow.
Thank you.
Hey, absolutely.
And can I say I'm jealous of all your hair, and even your new haircut?
Thanks for noticing.
It's asymmetrical.
Yeah.
No, but you got like that.
Lopsided.
You got like that Bruce Willis look. You're straight, dude. Don't even worry about it.
You're rocking it. You'll be all right.
Looking like a Die Hard poster come to life.
When I heard we were having Mark Jacobs on the show, I was like, the Mark Jacobs? I was like, oh, shoot.
You got to book months in advance to get that.
I'm happy to be here. A big fan of the show.
Hey, thank you for
absolutely.
watching.
And I love him, and I dislike them, and I.
Yeah, I was gonna say you would never dislike any of our episodes.
Yeah,
Mark you.
Oh, another interesting factoid: Mark was officially the first thumbs down we ever got on YouTube. So,
Yep.
So if you dislike us, you could end up on this show
That's too funny.
well, Mark, kick it off, man. Tell us a little about you, your Masonic journey, and just let us know.
You know, reason why I'm here, really, Marty, is it was a question that I posted on Facebook a while ago, about a month ago, and got a great response. And you know, I've been in the craft for about 15 years, and I love it.
Wow.
You know, I love it a lot. And but it's not quite what it used to be for me. You know, right when you guys, you know, when you first get raised, you know, you're so excited. You want to be in everything. You want to be on every committee. You want to get out there and join everything. And, you know, and I kind of done that, you know, and I got really involved and whatnot. But through the years, it's just kind of wearing and kind of picking and choosing what I like and what I don't like. But I found myself, my Masonic batteries have kind of fizzled a little bit. And that's why I posted the question to everybody is, what do you guys do to kind of keep going?
So the pink bunny just stopped banging.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
None of us have had the time in that you've had, which is admirable, and thank you for all you've done for Masonry.
Thank you.
But I think there's moments where we've all felt that. I know me and him, any given Saturday, we're going to a chapter day, a council day, some commander day that never ends, and they tell me there's evening work. Then I get even more confused. Blue lightning, whatever it might be. And me and him are in the car at like 6:45. And neither of us are talking, and both of us are just pissed. It happens every time.
Just you could feel just we're simmering, We're just like, and then finally the silence breaks, and it's like, why are we doing this? Why are we going? Why are we doing this?
Why am I up? I'm so tired.
I want to go back to bed. This is Saturday. I should be sleeping in.
You know what? Weed is legal in the state now, so.
But you know what though? The whole car ride we'll be complaining, but once we get there. Once we see everybody,
you won't be complaining anymore.
Start shaking hands and hugging everybody. Be like, hey, what's going on? That all goes away, and when the day's done, you're so happy that you went. You're so happy that you got to do the work,
right?
You know, and you know, see new brothers raised, see new brothers initiated, you know, or knighted, exalted. You know, like it's a really good feeling, you know.
And sometimes it does. This podcast has felt like a job. Being an officer of my lodge has felt like a job. And it's not what it should be. I pay to be. I don't get paid or pay to really be in the show.
Did you really just say that?
Wait, what did I say?
Keep going.
No, but you think about it. It gets tough, but you got to find those moments that you could carve out that you love, and it makes you want to keep doing it. Yeah. I mean, so you put out that post, and what'd you get, like 100, 200 responses on it?
Yeah. I had quite a few, past Grand Master actually posted on, and he said what makes him keep on going.
It was on the Illinois Grand Lodge Facebook page.
I believe
correct?
it was your
No,
personal.
it was my own personal.
Oh, it was your own personal.
Yeah,
okay. All right. I thought it was on.
It was great responses, and everybody had something a little bit different. And it's just like everybody, we all joined Freemasonry for different reasons.
Yeah,
sure.
You know, for me, it was kind of get to know my grandfather a little bit.
Oh, okay.
You know, who I never knew. You know, so I kind of retraced his footsteps and did everything what he did. You know, long form and being in charge of the York Right bodies and whatnot. And it was a great moment I had. You know, discovering all these new things and what I learned about him, and of course, the most valuable lesson we learn about ourselves, right? And what we're capable of, and most importantly, what we're not capable of doing.
So you come from a Masonic family?
Yeah, absolutely. My grandfather.
Your grandfather?
My grandfather was actually he was a high priest of Ferndale, Michigan, and also a past worshipful master as well. So
nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. Interesting. Cool.
So I grew up in the Masonic world. With that, as a little kid, I used to go to the Masonic Christmas parties where they had the magician come out, and so it's one of the things that felt very much like home for me.
Cool.
So which is nice.
Cool.
So, but like I said, just trying to keep going, try to keep excited about the craft, and like I said, I would love to hear from all your viewers out there too. If you can make some posts below the page here on YouTube, and I'd like to hear what you guys do to keep going.
Well,
You guys hear it.
I do have somewhat of a question, and I'm sure some of you guys are going to laugh, but I'm going to be honest because everyone knows how it is here in Illinois. But you're a member. York Rite seems to be your thing, but Commandery seems to be your thing.
Sure. Yeah, I've enjoyed the Commander quite a bit.
How do you keep going with Commandery? Because it, compared to regular Blue Lodge, it can be a heck of a lot more.
Yeah, it could be a lot. It can be taxing.
And I do get taxed with that. I mean, I really, really do.
Sure.
So I would love to hear that.
How do you keep going in the Commander?
Yeah, your batteries, especially in Commandery. I mean, Masonry in general, but
sure.
this
Well,
particular-
it's keeping. The best answer I can give is I want to keep this order alive for other people to really enjoy these orders when you receive, an order, Malta and all that, and the Red Cross, and I love the expressions on the new, the new members' faces as they come in and what they're learning, and I get a kick out of that is that they're really enjoying that, and I think that's what kind of keeps me going in New York, right? Is that I could pass on that knowledge to the next guy, and so on and so on, and I hope other companions can do that as well. Yeah.
It's funny you say that. Couple of weeks back, I actually got put to work in the Commandery, and being on the other end, if you will, and when you were going through everything and seeing that look of like that is cool.
Yeah.
That is cool.
It's just like you bring in a new member into your blue line and whatnot, and the complete unexpected for them when they're that moment when they're brought to light, and it's like, oh, this is what it's all about. Absolutely. So.
No, those are like great moments. Every brother out there that's watching, it when you're going through everything and you're initiating or about to raise somebody, like you're looking at them, you're looking at their face, you want to see that expression, and that honestly that is a really rewarding thing. It really truly is.
Yeah, you're bringing joy to
that's like
to
kind
somebody.
of the point of a lot of the work in Freemasonry, the memorization, and a lot of that stuff is so that when people are discovering that for the first time, you really wow them and you bring it. It really brings a different experience for sure.
And that's the other thing too. When we do the work, we memorize the work and we get really good at the work. We've seen some guys who are phenomenal. Yeah. Especially in New York or when they act it out.
Oh yeah, there are some guys.
And when you put that much love into something, and when that candidate gets those degrees, it's uplifting. It keeps them going. Yeah. And that's what you really hope for. You hope that person can bring in the next one, and that person brings in another.
Yeah. The main goal of any degree work is the candidate is having a good time. Yeah. They're enjoying it. If the candidate is not enjoying the work that's being done, it's not worth it. It really isn't. And I've never witnessed like somebody be like, oh, whatever this is, and that's, I guess, that's kudos to all the brothers that do the work, just know that it's.
I thought I saw that once. Yeah, where a guy was underwhelmed, and I actually emotionally kind of threw me off. I'm like, you should love this. I love it. Everyone works so hard.
Really?
Yeah. Then I got to know the dude, and he tries to pull off a very too cool for school persona. Oh. And I'm like, oh, you're just trying to big time us. Very Masonic of you, new brother. But yeah,
there's a lot of work, man.
What do you guys get burnt out most on in Masonry?
Well, they're taking on too much, of course. As we all,
it's so hard not to.
It is.
Hard not to.
It is.
Absolutely.
It is really hard not to.
For one, I mean, not only do guys ask you, but I know you guys, I know you, and I know myself. You want to make a good impression, so hey, let me take.
Yeah,
this. When you very first come in, now that we've gotten our feet a little wet, we're kind of like, well, let me see what's going on first.
Yeah.
But I mean, to some, and this is going to sound like a weird way to juxtapose this, but it's 100% true. Masonic light is a drug. Hear me out. And think about it. Let's say
adrenaline.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
But let's say like you love some like a hard drug. It's a fun party at first. Do you go crazy with it? And you're like, holy crap! I've been at 6 degrees this
Well,
week.
we all love hard drugs on
Well,
this
yeah,
show.
I know we do. But the other week, I was at Elmhurst Lodge helping with the 3rd degree, and it dawned on me, I'm like, I haven't been home in 5 days. And like right when we wrapped up the second,
Did you check the emblems on the back of your car?
no, I got a bunch at home. I haven't even put them on this car yet. I've been sitting there like I'm lazy. But no, and then it dawned on me, I'm like, you know, when I wrap up my part in the second part of the second part, I'm like, I'm just gonna get out the back door. You don't realize it. You get like so hyped. You want to go here. You want to go there. And even in the 1st degree, we talk about, you know, the 24 hours in the day, 8 for freshman, 8 for your usual vocation, blah, blah, blah. We all stretch out that 8 hours for Masonic stuff so much. And you know, it's laid out there from the beginning of how you got to balance yourself, and none of us do it. We're all in every appendant body you can get your hands on. And if you're an officer in one thing, you're probably an officer in 4.
Is like a rubber band. He was like,
I know.
Yeah.
If you're an officer in one thing, you're an officer in 8 more things.
Yeah.
I mean, my fiance just walked in, and there's nights that we're sitting at home where it's like, hey, let's have like a couples night. And out of nowhere, I look at her and go, hey, do you think this would be cool if the Grotto did this? And I know she's like trying to talk.
couples night together? With the grotto?
Well, no, like, I'll start talking about masonry or something, or just like stuff I want to do at Lodge, or I'm like, or this or that. Because it is a good feeling. But we can all overdo it a little bit.
No, it's very true. You can. Especially we've said this before, especially if people know, other brothers know that you can do the work. You're getting emails, you're getting texts, you're getting phone calls. You get, it's like, hey, I need this done. And I'm like, oh God, dude, no, I gotta chill at the house. I gotta chill at the
People
house.
leave the state because of that.
I met a guy who got a divorce because of that. He was, God, I forget who it was. It was Wes Busey's buddy. So shout out Wes Busey. No, you're Wesley. It was another Wes. There's a couple Wes's going around.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't trademark it.
No, I get it, dude. Whenever I hear another
According to
Gabriel or
someone,
whatever, I'm
it's
like,
like,
wait a minute, huh?
But I mean, okay. But I mean, when you posted that, I'm assuming you were literally at a moment where things were taxing you a little bit.
Just a bit, and the thing is just trying to find that excitement, to capture that lightning in a bottle again. And like I said, it's different for everybody. It really is. Right now I've been just kind of picking and choosing. It's been kind of nice, I'm a marshal for the Geneva Masonic Lodge. So, but right now I've just been kind of picking and choosing the things I want to do, kind of the fun events. We had a men's weekend, which was really great. We had about a dozen brothers come out and stay in like a cabin together. And
Oh, was that
we
the
managed
one?
not to kill each other.
Was that the one up north?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so we had a good time with that. So I've just been kind of picking and choosing little things like that, just to kind of keep going, to keep me excited about the craft. But like I said, it's I love hearing from all of you and see what you do, to keep on going. And I think a lot of it too is, you guys are you got a good chemistry here, and that's perfect. And I think putting yourself, I think the main answer I got from a lot of people was put yourself around good men.
Yeah. No, it's true.
Yeah.
If I didn't get along with, like, especially at our lodge, I mean, we're a lot of us were really, really close. If it wasn't for that, if it wasn't for us bonding like we did, it's like we met like twice, if
Not
that,
even.
like, and we just clicked. And it worked. And that's the same thing with everything else, with being in lodge, being in the grotto, being at the York Rite, all the different York Rite bodies. If you don't click, it's gonna be a rough ride.
That we clicked as much as we just really wanted to be on YouTube.
He knows.
I came out of my social media darkness for this show, man.
Yeah, this guy, I don't have Facebook. I don't know what's going on Facebook.
Hey,
he's wrong.
me and Brock are still holding strong on MySpace.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, you're still bringing that up.
I love MySpace. I miss MySpace. Justin Timberlake bought it a few years ago. I thought it was going to turn around. It never did. If there should be a Masonic conspiracy to take over the world, it should be bringing MySpace back.
Yeah, Masonic space.
I only had one friend, and that was that time.
Dude, we need to copyright that.
Dude, we should send that Tom dude from MySpace an invitation to petition. See what he's up to these days.
Who? Oh my
Tom
God,
from
that's
MySpace?
hilarious.
Tom from MySpace.
He was like the one guy you joined. You were guaranteed one friend.
He's the founder.
Yeah.
Is Tom like?
Dude, I didn't even have MySpace and I knew that.
I don't know.
Is that what you're talking about? Okay. Anyway.
And I just realized.
we gotta
Hold on.
take a break.
No, that was historic. That was the first time we got off track in 2020.
Yay!
I don't know how historic.
yeah.
We're off track already as it is. All right. We got to take a break and we'll be right back. And we're back. We left talking about recharging your Masonic batteries. And you had a question for Brock and I.
Yeah, so I was wondering, like I said on Facebook, there is what do you guys do to kind of keep going? What are your passions in Freemasonry that keep you going every week to those meetings? And
Do you want to go first?
No, you can go first.
All right. Let me think a second. Okay. I would probably have to say the best thing that recharges my Masonic batteries would be the mixture of appendant bodies sprinkled in with Blue Lodge. Okay. I can get super hyped on Blue Lodge and go to the meetings, but you kind of get into that little Blue Lodge rut there where you're like, all right, there's degree practices, there's ritual work, rod work, whatever, all these different practices you can do. School of instruction, maybe you get a little educational segment out of a meeting or something, but, if you can go to Grotto and have a meeting and hang out with some brothers or, take a road trip to a Scottish Rite Valley and hit some degrees, spending time in the car, doing stuff like that, just small basic things that, I'd say it's more like personal with the brothers, then that's what brings me back would be, thank you so much, would be the bond of the brotherhood, the meeting the people, the hanging out, getting to discover new stuff with friends,
That's the big thing, man. It
The
really
mix-up,
is.
yeah.
Because the relationships drive me. If I didn't find all the people I actually wanted to hang out with in this universe, within this world, I wouldn't be here.
Excuse me.
I would be here if it wasn't for you.
That's true.
I don't know what I do to recharge my Masonic batteries. I guess I just...
You're the Energizer
I
Bunny,
read
dude.
more
You just
books
keep
and
on
stuff.
going, dude.
I have no idea.
Well, that's a good thing, yeah. Reading a new book sparks, that's another thing that sparks a new interest.
Okay. Sometimes meetings could be very boring and repetitive, mundane.
Yeah.
We're not really teaching anything in lodges anymore.
Well, people kind of forget, like, a Masonic business meeting is the least Masonic thing we could ever do, but we do it every month.
But I keep going because I enjoy everybody's company. And I know I'm not going to get, like an education night every time I go to Blue Lodge or Commandery or anything. And I don't expect it every night. I think it would be nice if there was something every other night or something like that. But really what keeps me going and excited about Blue Lodge is really coming to see you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, because if it was just books, if it was just videos, if it was just a building, then it means nothing. Because there's no one there to explain anything.
Yeah.
There's no one to be like, hey, check this out. Hey, you want to do this? Or do you want to practice? Do you want to learn something new? Although I don't really hear that too much. You want to learn something new.
I hear.
You know what I mean?
Sorry. I see this pop up a lot on some of the Facebook groups that I belong to. Someone will be like, is it just me or is Masonry just becoming a social club? It's like, okay, why not? I mean, is that not the importance is brotherhood, is the camaraderie? I mean, yeah, we're gonna learn ritual, we're gonna learn things, but like,
I understand. It's not the only thing, but
no, it's not. But
it's different for everybody. It really
it
is.
really is.
It really is. I mean, because you might have that guy who enjoys coming to that meeting and listening to the minutes and going through and just hear the the constant chatter of nothingness, really. But he may enjoy that. That might be his thing. When I was master in Geneva, there. I racked my brain every meeting trying to appease everybody, trying to The older members wanted to hear those minutes, and the younger members were like, "Just email them to me, please." So you're constantly trying to appease everybody, really, and it became very difficult, really, to just because for the simple reason we all joined for different reasons, and the most important reason, and I left every meeting like this is, brethren, did you receive light? And I could always kind of gauge by the yes or I sometimes get no.
Well, yeah, it depends. It really depends on the person because, okay, we just had our meeting this past Monday before, recording the show, right. And it was a quick meeting. And committee's got anything? Chirps, nothing. All right, we're open and close. It's like 15-minute meeting. I'm like. Everyone's like, yeah, this is a great meeting. Wait.
There's more to this story that he's not telling. This is slightly skewed.
Spill the tea.
The tea is that we have our next meeting is going to be, we're giving out awards, we're doing a big vote, we're doing all this other stuff. So we tried to keep it a little quicker because the next meeting is going to be intense.
So for me, the next meeting is going to be a recharge because we're actually doing something besides just going there and opening and closing. Be like, anybody got anything to say? No. Good. I mean, this is a meeting that could have been handled in an email.
But you know what though? But meetings like that are good though because you get through with it.
You're right.
You get to hang out. Yeah, and there you go.
Yeah.
Afterwards. But to me, it's just really draining. You're setting up live. Not that we really have to set up live, but we do. Yeah. We do things. We get everything ready, and it's like boom, open, close. That wears me out. I like to learn things and stuff. Yeah. That's a recharge for me. But maybe the quick meeting can be a recharge for someone else that is not maybe into the education thing or maybe gets too much of it. But I'm not sure that's happening in today's Masonry.
I've never met anyone who was like, oh, there's too much education at that meeting.
Dude, I would love to have more education.
I've never met that.
I've never heard that. I would like to. What lodge are you? Can I go?
I've never heard, the thing that people get burnt out on, and when there's long, laborious conversations about committee things that should have been worked out in committee meetings and presented.
Ham sandwiches versus chicken sandwiches that night. For next.
Yeah.
Light bulb.
1 inch or 2 inch pepperoni.
Yeah.
3. No, that's always the thing, and that's why some meetings you really do need to open up the books and go through are hard, but
business has to be done.
Absolutely.
Yeah. See, when you say open up the books, I picture the Lord of the Rings, Gandalf opening the big book.
That's how we get down in Villa Park Lodge. Just open up
I don't think lodges do that. Though.
Yeah, I know.
There are some lodges that have books like that, though.
Yeah.
We have some
like
of the ledgers, man.
If you look at them too hard, they're going to crumble.
Exactly. These things are like that tall, before you even open the damn thing.
And the penmanship in them.
Oh, yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. And then you look at your chicken scratch, you're like, wow.
I write big printed letters like a child. I'm like, yeah, kind of. I'm just writing on my grocery list, I need juice boxes.
Dude, he's had too many accidents at lodge.
Crayon pens now, you know that, right?
Yeah, I might have a couple. But it's actually funny. So, this is something that you started, and I'm assuming even out of your long thread that you had of people responding to you, and the 5 of us talk, or the 5 of us here all talking together, one of the main threads, and we all said it in a very different way, it is the camaraderie, it is the relationships, and it's how your energy works with other people.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of joy in being with your fellow workmen from the temple.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, because in a weird way, we all understand each other very well. We start developing this weird shorthand when we talk to each other. Hang around nothing but your Masonic friends for a few months and go hang around your other friends. It's a weird experience.
Right.
It can be. It can be.
Yeah. It's definitely to have non-Masons hang out with a group of Masons, and then they're all like, what are you guys even talking about?
Yeah.
Don't worry, this is all open stuff, dude. You can hear all
but
this.
for the most part, though, when we do hang out with like our non-Mason friends, we really don't.
We call them normies.
we don't really get into Masonic stuff. Every once in a while, somebody will ask us something.
The no aprons,
but the no aprons. There you go.
Usually, though, if you see, I've developed when people that in those situations, I can tell that ask me more patronizing questions about Masonry. People are like, "Is Masonry a cult?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, big time. We are."
Doesn't that recharge your batteries?
Yeah, we are. We are culting it up there. But that's kind of how it is. But I mean, well, out of that whole list though, was there any really profound ones that stuck with you besides get around the people you want to be around, or
the one that did actually, and I mentioned this before, was put yourself around good people. Was mainly because it's very easy. It's very easy to go down with the ship, right? Everything can be doom and gloom and whatnot. But putting yourself around like-minded Masons that are enthusiastic and energy, and this is what I love about this podcast is you guys have an energy together that is phenomenal, and it makes you want to come out. And you might leave. I left work early today to be here, and just because I just wanted to be around that energy again.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But see, that energy you talk about when people get together. Have you ever? This is going to sound weird the way I'm going to say this, but a lot of our lodge buildings have a couple different lodges or groups that meet in them now.
Sure.
Have you ever felt a completely different energy walking into the same building to a different lodge meeting?
Oh, yeah.
Because you're like, this is their energy or that's their energy, and then you
Yes.
feed off it, you bleed into it. It's weird. Like in our lodge for a while, Bensonville Lodge existed, Villa Park existed. Now we're kind of one thing. But for a while, I swear, and I will say this and mean it, the whole lighting in the building was different when I go to a Bensonville meeting. It felt that different to me than a Villa Park meeting. But we're using the same jewels, chairs, rod, pretty much everything.
Well, Azure LaGrange Lodge, we had our official OV yesterday when we had a guest. Never seen him. He was a brother from Champaign, Illinois.
Okay.
So, we opened 1, 2, 3, whatever. Towards the end of the meeting, Vietz, one of the older gentlemen in the lodge,
It's awesome. Love that dude.
asks, he's like, well, I'd like to hear from our guest. What'd you think? And the funny thing is, he's like, you guys got a chemistry, you guys work really well and everything. But then he's like, but man, you guys got to slow down. Just like, but it was funny.
But there's something to be said for that chemistry.
Sure.
And
he felt it when he walked. He's like, I can see you guys, you're laughing, you're getting along, joking around. Even when somebody screws up, you're giving them crap in a good way.
And we're talking about the positive energy field, and I never like to go to a negative on the show because there's really not enough time in this world for negatives. We have so much joy to have. But when you fall into a lodge that's like being run terribly in disrepair, God, you could feel that too.
Sure. You'll
You'll just sit down to dinner and you're like, I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're worried if a fork's gonna get in somebody's eye.
Yeah.
No, there was one lodge that's defunct now, but yeah, it was like that. It was okay. Well, what's the crap that's gonna happen today?
Well, and that's occasionally, and I know we're kind of jagging off on a couple things, but there's been a couple lodges that just couldn't pull it
Did
together.
you just say we're jagging off on a couple things?
Well, yeah, you're going on a jag, not a jag. Simmer down now. But,
You got me a little excited. You're recharging my Masonic battery. Oh my god!
sometimes you got to pump the well.
Oh, what's wrong, bro?
That's it. No.
No, but sometimes there's a few of those lodges that are just historically never pulling their lives together and always like, we got to go over there and help so-and-so lodge. And sometimes we're like, we should try to get them some members. I'm like, no. Do not send them some members. They are going to get disenfranchised in like 3 months because that place is crap and it needs to merge with somebody.
Yeah.
And you guys have seen it too. I know I'll say stuff that gets me yelled at on the show, but we've all felt it.
Look, you know what? No, there are some lodges, that should merge. There are some lodges that they're just hanging on. And it's like,
Well, if you don't have the members, if you don't have the culture of the lodge, you don't have
Culture, huge.
There's certain things that you got to have, like some of the lodges that don't eat dinner before their meetings. When I go to a lodge and they're not eating dinner, I'm like, wow, you guys just missed like a huge opportunity right here.
Yeah.
Like everybody's here, they're here early, people are waiting, people are practicing. They need time to socialize. If they just show up, then it gets to the process of people showing up, just going through the motions, and then stepping right out again.
yeah. No, but it's like, when we have dinner, when we usually set up our tables, it's they're all like a giant kind of like either like U or square.
Kind
We
of a
all
Knights
sit-
of the Round Table kind of
Yeah,
vibe.
kind of. So we all pretty much see each other and talk to each other, and that works out well.
Yeah, it's great.
And there are a few times that they have set up the tables like one by one by one, and it just doesn't feel
feels
right.
horrible.
It does.
Yeah.
I hate it. I hate when they do that. But for the most part, we do that, and I mean, everybody's jib-jabbing. Yeah. Everybody's talking.
Well, it prevents cliques from sitting at those weird lines of aisles of tables and,
defeat ego, defeat cliques, man. Defeat all that stuff. And just spread joy. And
How's the camaraderie at Geneva Lodge?
Which committee?
Oh,
Geneva?
Yeah, Geneva Lodge. The camaraderie there, it's a little, we're having our struggles right now. There's a few guys that really do have energy and they want to put energy towards it. And that's the nice thing about it. We all want to keep this going. We really do. But sometimes it is a little disheartening when, you have 140 members and maybe 10 shows up. And it's across the state, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But there are some lodges out there just the opposite. People are enjoying coming. They're doing things. And the commonality I'm seeing with all these lodges is they're bringing people in, and they're capturing some of that lightning in the bottle. With those new members, because like I said, when you first join, you are excited. Oh my God, you want to do everything, and that's reflective onto the brothers giving that work. You're giving the work to him, and then that's how I drew my energy for a long time. But when you stop bringing people in, you kind of lose that energy a little bit, And I think it's very important that every lodge should definitely have a steady flow of people coming in.
Yeah, a new guy does re-spark that. You're right. Because even that could be one of the things that you were talking about.
It gives you purpose and it breaks up the monotony.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't take away from 10 guys are always going to come. Because those 10 guys are the lifeblood. And I'm always a big proponent. If someone's like, hey, I thought this particular event we were going to put on would have better attendance, I'm like, dude, don't even sweat it. Just be happy who was here, and they were the right ones to be here. Don't worry about who didn't come. Just be even if there's like 7 of us, just be happy we had fun.
Yeah.
But I mean, it brings it in. You bring someone new. You start recharge. New people always recharge Masonry.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, because they come in and they want to learn. They want to get involved, and you're there to teach them and show them.
Yeah. There's got to be some way that we got to put a lightning rod on that bottle, dude, so we can just keep harnessing that spark of lightning in that bottle again, man. Like,
we'll keep psychic vampiring all the new members.
Somebody just needs to keep running around with a ground rod.
So, Mark, honestly, you're here. We're glad you're here. And I know you said you don't want to talk about this and you want to be very humble about your accomplishments. But realistically, you've done a lot. And I think it should be noted. And the most impressive thing about the list of stuff you've accomplished, there's a couple on here we don't actually know about.
Exactly. There's one on here that I've only seen photographs of certain things.
Yeah. Brock, which one was that, buddy?
The Order of the Purple Cross.
Yeah, it's also
Purple Cross. Okay,
we have not had anyone on to talk about that. Tell us about that.
Absolutely. It is not very elusive, but I mean, it's out there. So when you are in charge of, there's 4 bodies in New York, right? That would be the Royal Arch, the Cryptic Council, the Commandery, as well as you guys are actually part of New York right now, being part of the Blue Lodge. The Blue Lodge is part of so there's those 4 bodies. What happens is if you're in charge of each one of the bodies, typically you get into an invitational group called New York Right College. Mine is the Blackhawk College, number 88, up in Freeport, right there. And so this is an invitation-only group. And they, and of course, they only bring you in if you've done, not only been a member in all of them, but have done good work in those bodies. And not so much, with ritual and whatnot. It's just the enthusiasm, as well as, being there, doing things for that group.
They want you to be committed.
Be a little, be more committed with that. And so as you go through your chairs in the college and whatnot, and if you've done exceptional work, you then could be brought up for what's called the Order of Purple Cross, which is the York Rite's version of the 33rd degree, the Scottish Rite, right there. And it's an incredible honor. I've seen mine in Vancouver. It's a North American. Yeah, it's a North American order. So Canada is involved in it, and
very cool.
It was just an amazing. It was an amazing time.
How many people did it in Vancouver with you?
Quite a bit from Illinois actually.
Really?
We came out with us. Yeah.
Well, I mean, give us a scope. Just throw like an arbitrary number out there.
About a dozen guys from Illinois
really? Oh, wow.
came out there with their families and whatnot. My sister came in from Arizona. for the event. And
Wow,
it was
very
just-
cool.
Yeah, it was very awesome. Very humbling, of course.
Yeah,
You
well,
know.
I mean, dude, this list right here, that's a list.
Yeah, I mean,
There's a lot of activity, a lot of meeting nights, a lot of membership here.
Yeah.
a lot of energy left. In a
Yeah.
lot of places
You know,
for
it's
the better.
you know what?
And a very understanding wife.
Yeah.
That's all way better.
Absolutely. She is my rock over there. That's for
good.
sure. And but you know what, the list is is huge, but you know what, it was never work for me. It was always love, and so it doesn't feel like work. You know, I was happy to bring in, like I said, the new members, the looks on their face.
Oh, yeah.
You know, especially when we get a York Rite degree done by Patton.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, Pat is something,
that guy's
man.
amazing.
Yeah,
you know?
he is.
And so when he comes and does a degree, or there's quite a bit more out there, and you put our heart and soul into it. It's just amazing.
That's awesome, man.
It's a great feeling.
All right, I have one more question, real quick. This is a little off of everything else, but I just seen this because of the Geneva Lodge. So, I've seen a small sign at the Japanese Garden in Batavia that Geneva Lodge manages that, or
We
you
did
guys-
actually right there. We did the cleanup in the park. Right there, it was like a hiking trail or the biking trail right
absolutely,
there.
yeah.
So we actually got together. It's quite a few years ago for that. We, you know how people do the cleanup on the
Yeah,
side
like
of
a
the
highway or something.
We
yeah.
did a hiking trail there. You know.
I remember seeing the sign a while ago, and every once in a while I go out there and shoot photography and film stuff out there. But a few shows ago, when we had Carl on and we were talking about that the altar that got smashed and all cut up or whatever.
Oh, yeah,
And I
yeah.
brought up that Fabian Garden and all that stuff. That's the exact same place where these guys did the cleanup. So I was like, hey, maybe you guys might have some knowledge on what happened with that destruction of that stuff.
Right, yeah.
But
Worshipful brother Bob Stoops actually got that going, and it's been going for a few years. I think we gotten away from it a little bit, but I still think it's ours out there too.
yeah, the signs.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing. People, you go out there in the fall and you'll see 100 photographers out there shooting portraits of everybody in the autumn leaves. It's right off the Fox River.
And it's
beautiful
something that
park.
everybody sees, and it's so positive, and you're
Absolutely.
in a happy place for it.
That
That's
same
cool.
thing. You see that Masonic sign there, and everybody knows, where that came from.
That's
and
cool.
who's taking care of it. So
Absolutely.
Well, guys, it's that time for shouts out and shots out.
Oh, already? Oh, God, that went quick.
Yeah, and the red button came up.
Oh, yeah.
We got this week.
All right, so whom?
Well, we got a shout out for a fan of ours on Instagram,
Oh, yeah?
Lawrence E. Taylor, otherwise known as Disco King. He's been watching since we first
Disco
started.
Disco King.
the Disco
So-
King.
And his name is Lawrence Taylor, like the athlete?
Lawrence E. Taylor,
All right.
All right. Okay, cool.
and he's the Disco King. So,
All right.
Disco King, this shout's out for you.
Disco King, man.
Disco King.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. We're getting it.
Cheers. Cheers.
Mark, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, Mark.
Yeah,
thank you
thank
so
you,
much.
Mark.
Thanks for
Mark
having me.
from the
Mark,
distance.
before we
Hey,
take this,
cheers,
do you have a shout out for
Yeah, you got
anyone you want?
anybody?
Yeah, I actually do.
go ahead.
To my lovely wife out there, who
Hey.
allows me to do things like this, and she's my rock. So I love you.
That was a classiest that
That
ever
was
happened.
classic. Yeah, that was very classic.
Thank you. Same time, guys.
Always beautiful.
That shot seemed really full. I was like, oh my God, man.
Yeah, I spilled it. It was whatever. All right. Well, with that ends another episode for us, and we'll be back with more episodes. Thanks for watching. We'll be back with more in the future.
Thanks, guys.